Hey everyone, welcome back to our SAP Analytics Cloud update series. I'm Kate Muma, and today we're diving into the awesome new feature, Member on the Fly. This lets you add and edit dimension members right in your SAC stories. So no more jumping into the modeler, you go right from your stories. With Member on the Fly, you can create these dimension members directly in your story/table and using a new dialog that feels just like the modeler. You can set up properties, add multiple members at once, and fix any errors with real-time validation. It's super easy and keeps you in your workflow, whether you're building a financial model or simply updating a planning data. So today, I'll cover a few settings to set you up for success, and then we'll dive into the functionality itself. So let's go check it out. First, we'll head into SAC and jump into the model itself, just so I can show you some quick setup prior to letting users utilize this functionality. So I'm going to jump into my modeler, and now that we're allowing users to not only add new members, but also potentially adjust properties and assign that member within a hierarchy, we want to make sure we're enabled for success. For example, on my company code dimension, now when I create a property, I can select this value is mandatory. This will appear then in their dialog box and require them to input this property before they can save their new member. So let's say I want to say the value is mandatory. Let's just say I want them to be able to log that they're the creator of this new property or new member. So we'll call the ID creator, keep the description simple, and just leave our type to text. But now it's mandatory, so this will show up in your member creation. I'm going to hit create and just save my model real quick and jump back to a story. So now, jumping into a basic story, I'm going to hop us into edit mode real quick so you can see a few quick settings on this front as well. By default, a table for a planning model, planning functioning is then enabled for that table. So if you want to make sure this feature is enabled and or disable it, this is what you'll want to go about doing. First, you'll make sure in the builder pane that you're down here and that basically that users are not disabled from interacting with the table and that they have planning functionality enabled. Secondly, we'll check on the styling pane. You'll also notice in these quick menus, if you scroll down here, there is an add member option. So if you wanted them to not be able to add new members, all you would have to do would be to deselect some of these planning functionalities to disable that option. So pretty simple and straightforward. So now that you're set up for success, let's take a look at how this functionality actually looks in practice. So as an end user, what you're going to be able to do is right click on any cell you would want in the relevant dimension row that you want to create the new member in. So for this case, we're going to say company code. I'm going to right click on an existing member and just hit add member. Similar to previous functionality, that will pop your new line down in here. You'll be able to change these as you go to enter your new data intersection. But now what I want to do is I want to start adding my new member. So let's say I start typing just 1, 2, 3. It's going to recognize that this member does not exist. So, because ID or description can be found. So now I can hit my create member option. This will open up a new dialog box similar to your original modeler, right? Where we see our new member ID that we just created. It will default your description to your ID, put it somewhere in the hierarchy. And then as we noted right now, I made creator this mandatory property field. So it's showing up as red and saying that it can't be empty and that I also can't hit my create button. So let's say I want to keep it 1, 2, 3, but I want to change this to new member created. And I'm the creator of this. Now you see my red goes away and I'm able to add from here. Let's say I also want to add a new multiple new members because this enables me to do that. So I want to add, oh, look, I tried adding ABC, but it recognizes that is already a unique ID for this dimension, and it's disabling that. So I'll change this to BCD. And again, my red is still showing up because I don't have a creator in here. So again, I'm going to put myself as the creator. You can leave description blank. That's a standard SAC functionality. It will just default the description. It'll default to display the ID when there's no description. And hierarchy, it made this one root. So let's say I actually want to edit that. Similar thing, I can select which member I want to put it under, and I'm just going to make it a new base member of all. Leave that. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit create. There we go. So now we see both of my new members created and in the table. My new member created and my BCD. Remember, this is the one where I did not add a description, so it's defaulting to showing the ID rather than the description. For this other one, it's showing the description because that's what I have my table set to. And there you go. That is how you basically create those new members. Really quick and powerful tool within SAC now. You can also, once you've created those new members in a story, you'll notice that they maintain the asterisks next to them. So I can, at any point in time, while I see that asterisk as a newly created member, I can right click and I can hit edit member. So this will pop me back into my dialog box and allow me to update those new members that I created in terms of the description, hierarchy, or the creator. Once you create an ID, your ID is locked. So it's really important to kind of keep that in mind as you're going through and creating your new IDs and your new members. So really, what's the big deal with this? Well, it saves you a lot of time by keeping everything in your story, and plus it includes that validation. Ensures that they're error-free members. So my tip, as I mentioned, is to definitely plan your members and properties beforehand and use those clear descriptions for easy reference. This feature makes modeling much faster, much more intuitive, and puts more power in the hands of your individual planners, which is fantastic, but also still gives you the option to keep that a little bit controlled in terms of when you want to enable that, and also setting up that validation for those properties. So it really is the best of both worlds. So that's member on the fly in a nutshell. Do some quick setup in your model and quick setup in your story, and then you can jump in and create those tables, try adding some members, and let me know in the comments how it's working for you. Stay tuned for more SAC updates from Analysis Prime.